Okay, so this is part one of the final round of the Championship of the United Kingdom. I am your host, Earl, and as you can see, we are getting started with the first hole from our leaders, John Reisner and Wake Inoue. Those are Reisner is in sole possession of the lead, and you've got Chico Fonseca and Wake Inoue tied two back. Excuse me, my eyes are failing me. And then you've got Gary Zakowski, Shinji Kanishi, Justin Wallace, who has been having a pretty good start to his round. They are all three back. So we're going to pick it up right here at one. This is a relatively tough course. I think it's the third toughest in the play. What's the word I'm looking for? Repertoire. So let's get going with this. I don't know. The target score I think was -20, and we're sitting at -16 with Reisner. I don't know if any of these guys are going to be able to get to that. This was also going to be the opportunity for stalwart Dustin Emmerich to get a slam. We will see probably in the second half of this round whether he can do that or not. He needs to actually find his way in through the emerging contender process. We'll see if that works out. But it'll be John Reisner with 6 red chips to start. And because this doesn't have any daunting nature to it, he's going to go ahead and use one right off the bat, give the course control. There's also not any water present, so he doesn't have to worry about knocking it in there. And he's just going to try and get through this funk that he starts out in. 36 is going to be rough in 2 and a green 3. He should, on this par 4, be able to, this 367-yard reasonable starting hole for these guys. Still kind of tough because it's 4 degrees of difficulty, but 3 asks if he's a workman. You would find that under recovery on the card up there, and it's not. So he has a gimme putt for par, and he's going to use a second red chip to make it easy. So still, we roll. So instead of rolling 3, and they all need to be 6s for a miss, it's going to be 2, and doesn't want 6s, and he doesn't get them, so that's good. That means he makes the putt, and he's going to start out with a par. And now the guy they call Wake Inoue, the Japanese golfer who has had his struggles on the tour, but he finds himself in a position here on the northern part of the island of Britain, here in Scotland, where maybe he can make something of his career. This would be a crowning achievement for him, and he's going to start here on number 1. And it's an 11. That's bunker with his third shot, already an auspicious start. A rather ugly situation here. He's found with his third shot the bunker, so that means he's going to be hitting out of the bunker for par, and it's a green 5. He's not sandy, so he's going to have a moderate putt for bogey. So still has a 16% chance of missing this. He needs to avoid a 6. Oh, and he gets it. He's going to double this, and it's right off the bat. So then he misses the double bogey putt, and his final round, if you can call that nerves, a triple bogey right off the gun, and he is already dropped to -11. I wasn't going to record this, and that's worth the price of admission right there. So that's oh man, I feel bad. If he were a real player, I would feel bad for him, but man, that is absolutely horrible luck. Okay, so now we're going to get into this rhythm where we're going to try to get through 14 maybe with this first group, Granbury and Samanowitz. Samanowitz has had an awful front nine, although he did just get an eagle off of the special results on 6. So if you look at the top right of your screen, I have tried to give a little color coding for the holes. Now, it doesn't tell the whole story because you'll see on 7 and 6, 7 here only has 2 degrees of course difficulty, but it is semi-daunting when you do find the course. So red is full daunting, yellow is semi-daunting, the blue, so white is just neutral, the blue is going to be cordial, and the green on this one is number 4 is the only thing easier than cordial. It's semi-double cordial, doesn't even get to double cordial. So a very tough course here. You can see only 6 of the holes are neutral or easier. So it's just a lot of grinding out. Hopefully grinding out pars for these guys is what they're going to be hoping for. It's going to be tough. But so Samanowitz on the 5th actually triple bogeyed as well. So we've had a couple of triples already. But he will have the tee after this eagle on 6. 7 is a 401-yard par 4. If they can avoid the 4 and the 5 here on this hole, I think a birdie is a possibility. Let's see, a pretty good possibility. Gets a 6, that's just going to be a par. At this point, he will take it. Again, these holes, pretty tough. You want your pars when you can get them. Now, Granbury, he's got a few blue chips. Try taking control, but instead he's going to take his chances, and it's going to be course control on that white 5, and then it's going to be in the sand with his second shot. So sand with his second shot at green 4, not too bad of a lie. Chunky, he's not. So moderate putt for par for Granbury. Moderate putts for par are 1 to 5, and he does make that to remain at -7. Those guys are quite a ways back. If we get to where I finish up this part of the round and some of these guys are well behind, before we come back on, I will take care of the out of contention rolls just to make sure that everything gets done in a timely fashion. Sonny Lemons now at this par 5 again. See, it's daunting, but only 1 degree of course difficulty. So as long as you don't end up with that white 5, you're in good shape. Lemons gets a white 5, and it's 26, so that means it's going to be golf cam course, and the daunting rating is absolutely going to come into play here. Green 6, is it daunting? It is, so that leaves him with a double difficult putt for par. So that's what you learn about the squares in this game, is that it really just, that's where whatever the quality rating, if it's a daunting hole, the squares, you don't want to be there. If it's a friendly, if it's a cordial hole or better, you want to be in those squares. So Lemons, he's going to have to do what is known, what I call the lag rule, which is just I roll 2 dice in the decider, and as long as they are not 1s or 6s, everything just works as the normal lag. Now we do the easy bogey putt, and Lemons drops to -9. Okay, now Josiah Jacobs, the only custom-made card that I have here, and good with his irons, not so great with the driver or the recovery or the clutch putting, and he gets a white 5 as well. And it's going to be course again, green 3. It's going to be, the daunting is going to lead to a clutch bogey putt. And he's going to need a 1 or a 2 to avoid a double. He does get a 2. Earns a blue chip on the clutch putt make. And walks away with only a bogey. So as you can see, if you get course control on that, it's not good. Otherwise, you may have a chance to birdie the hole. Have a pretty decent chance, I would say. Okay. Wallace, par 3. He has actually been probably playing the best of anybody so far. He's 1 under par through 4 holes, and He's got him and Adam Trenchard here both have chips. He's going to go ahead and try and get control of this hole. It's only semi-daunting. He's going to have to use 2 blue chips, but now he gets to avoid the penalty of the caution symbol, which is on if you get course control on a hole like this. If you have a regular putt, the difficulty is raised by 1 level. So Wallace now off his own card, doesn't really have the stats to deal with it, or the traits. 255, but he's going to avoid hopefully a bogey here if he can just go through this. 255. He's not a hacker, so we go to experience, and it's going to ask if he's icon, and unfortunately he is a little too young to be icon right now. So it's going to be a difficult putt for birdie, but as he has been doing so far, he has just lagged the difficulties to give himself gimme pars for the most part on these holes, and he's just playing the waiting game, hoping that he can just find his way through this course without too many hiccups. So Trenchard is also going to, and he's going to have to use 2. So Trenchard on this par 3, 115. Oh, if he were a champion, it would be an automatic birdie. Instead, it's going to be a moderate. And he still has a blue chip, but he can't use it. So he needs a 1 or a 2 here to get a birdie on a tough hole. The 5th. Oh, and it's a 1. He makes it. So Trenchard joins his playing partner at -1 on the round, and that is a good development here as we want to see some action. As much as fun as it can be to have a bunch of guys. Good morning, Philip Reynolds. Good to see you. You know, we're going to see some guys have some calamities here probably. This course is just a pain to play. It's got a lot of ugliness, but there are some opportunities here. All right, so and here's one of them, 555-yard par 5. No directness to it, so you're just hoping for birdie. And let's see if Gary Zakowski can get it here. The American, but he gets a white 5. We've gotten these on these easy holes. The white 5 is playing pretty heavy today. So sand in 2 on the 13, and then a green 5. Is he sandy? No. He's going to end up with a double difficult putt for birdie. And he's just going to have to take his par here. He's going to lag it. That leads to an easy par putt, which he misses, and so he's not even going to get that. Gimme bogey. And Zakowski lets a birdie opportunity bite him in the back end, and now the Canadian Aberley. Can anybody get a birdie here? So 3, 5, 6. Finally somebody with golfer control on a hole. 3, 5, 6. Scattered. Puny, no. Hero, no. Champion, yes. He has an easy birdie putt. So let's see if he can make the 1 to 4 here, and that would get him to -13 within 3. And it's a 5. He misses the easy birdie. So now the gimme par. Dice are rolling a little jerkish today. Not cooperating. But what that usually means is that it cooperates for one player in particular. So, will it be Reasoner? We'll see. Now, Fonseca and Kanishi here both have extra control, so that means for everybody else, this hole is about 50% golfer control. You've got the 1 and the 2, and then this 6, which is kind of like the patient par. Those are golfer control. Now they get an extra, so it's basically 2/3 golfer control for Fonseca and Kanishi, because with extra control, the white 4 becomes their. They get control of the hole, so a little bit better chances. And I need to throw this back through because it ran off. 2, 4, 6. Fonseca here has control. par 4, Duffer, no. Champion, semi-champion does not get the dot, so he would have an easy birdie putt if he did have that. Now, with a green 4, it checks Icon, he's semi. We got to re-roll the decider, and he's still not going to get it. So that's going to lead to a double difficult putt for birdie instead of an easy. So, got to lag again. A lot of lagging so far. Not too many good opportunities. Leaves an easy par, which he makes. Shinji Kanishi. It's going to be course control rough in 1. And a green 1, so this, because he's not workman, this is going to help him out some. So that's a good lie in the rough. He hits a wow shot out of there. He's going to earn a blue chip because it felt so good coming off the club face. He gained a lot of confidence, and we're going to re-roll the white die. And this should give him a chance at recovering from that rough tee shot in the rough to possibly make a birdie here. So we re-roll white. And it's a 6, though. It's a difficult putt for birdie. This has been the flavor of the day. Kanishi 3 behind. Could use blue chips. Instead, we're going to lag this. An opportunity for birdie is just not going to be good enough to take a chance at it, and he makes his par. Maybe a little later in the round we would have thought about it. Okay, so Reasoner to a tougher hole. He has 4 red chips left. He's just going to hang on to him. He wants a white 1 here if he can get it. Doesn't get that. So if it were golfer controlled, it would be a or if it were a white 2, it would be quads, which would also be a special result. But instead, it's 22, which is rough in 1. And then a green 2 might help him out as well, but he's not a master, so it'll at least get him a moderate second putt for par. Not a chance to use a red chip here. He needs to make 1 to 5, and he does make it. So his goal right now is to spend these red chips and still end up around even par, possibly in the green numbers. But all right, now Wacky Wacky with his triple to start on one of the easier holes on the course, not the way he mapped it out. Okay, he's going to... The course will control, and it will be a rough in 2 chance here. And then a green 6 means an awful lie, basically like a fried egg in the bunker. And it's going to leave him far away, a double difficult putt for par. And he is already thinking, just get my easy bogey here. He drops it to within about 1.5 feet, and he taps that in for bogey, but a 4 over start for Wacky Wacky. And he is just, let's see, where is he now? -10. If he were to somehow come back and win this, that would be a story. So to the 8th. The 8. Aye, laddie, we're going to the 8th hole, the par 3. I'm going to check and see if any other... Philip checked in so far. Let me make sure my microphone is working. It is. Apologies for any... if you hear this fan in the background. And you probably didn't until I mentioned it to you. So... and the other thing is, let's, my color settings are kind of bogus here, eh? Usually if I do that, that's not too bad. better this way, I think. It is so tough to get this colored correctly and looking good. So I need a little less harsh of a light in here. That's part of the problem. The light that I have is just not great for camera shots. Maybe that's the best. That looks pretty good. Alright. Well, to the 8th. To the 8th. And it's going to be Gil Granbury, one of the myriad of Americans who have struggled to start. Reasoner, the only guy who seems to be... well, you do have Justin Wallace. He's had a decent start. Trenchard, the Brit. So Granbury, he could... I think he already used... So, are 7 and 8 back-to-back? No. Granbury, is he going to use anything here? I think not. Gonna hope. 33 is going to be Golf Cam Course. It will be daunting, so he ends up with a double difficult putt for par. And that leaves him with an easy bogey after the lag. Let me make sure that I haven't lost my sound. Yeah, it looks good. Now, Simanowicz Jr. These guys you can see on the leaderboard, they are well back. They're probably, unless the leaders... Okay, so he gets control of it, but it's going to be Golf Cam Green on the 1, 2, 3. Unless the leaders start failing miserably, especially Reasoner, Fonseca, and Kanishi at this point. These guys, we will play them out in out of contender fashion. So, par 3, Golf Cam Green, and a green 3. Challenging, no. He gets a clutch birdie putt. And he is semi-gold, so he needs to just get a 1 to 4 for a birdie, and he misses it. He's going to lose a blue chip on the green 6, and now an easy par. Easy par. And that's how it's been going here. Let's see if we start turning it around. I think at some point we will have to. Sunny Lemons. Okay, 115 par 4 as we finally get some golfer control on one of these easier holes. 115. Yeoman or Scatter? No, he doesn't have either of those. He is semi-utility with a dot. That's going to lead to the short game check, green 5, and so he catches a bad break here. He's not soft, so he ends up with a moderate par putt, which he makes. So to Josiah Jacobs, and it'll be sand in 2 as the hole exerts itself. Sand in 2, green 2. Is he sandy? No. Easy putt for par, so should escape without too much of an issue. But he fluffs the putt, and now a gimme bogey. And the 6s are out today in full regalia. So Adam Trenchard, par 5, 255. Okay, it asks if he's a legend, which he is. He will earn a blue chip for a brilliant, beautiful drive. Green 2 on the par 5 gallery. Cheers. Is he a champion? No, so he doesn't get a chance to go for it. Instead, he'll have polite applause, and this is going to be kind of like a slightly disappointing end of the hole for him, probably. 2, it'll lead to a difficult birdie putt. And 3 back, he has to take and bide his time here. Oh, he almost made the birdie putt on the lag. If it had been 1 and 1, even with a decide or die that's no, if it's because it was a difficult putt, he would have made it. But now, give me par. And he holes that out for a par. Justin Wallace. Love to get another birdie here, and it's going to be triple fives, which is going to be a special result, as we know. Trips or quads. Trips on golfer control, quads anytime, I believe. Although, even if, I don't know, I'll look at the rules again. You don't have it very often, though. So, we're going to roll black and white, par 5. We already got an 11 from, who was that? Simanowitz on this hole for an eagle. We're going to get a 33, which is roll again level 2. So we go to the next batch of special results. 14. Shot finds bunker. Trouble escaping. Rolled decide or die until bullet rolled. Score that many strokes over par for the hole. Hold the rest of the round. Oh, goodness. So Wallace, having a great start to his round, now finds this little gem of a jerk. And maybe the one hope I had of somebody actually playing well is in serious jeopardy. But what I will do here on this hole, since we already had the decide or die was a yes, so I'm going to put the cold icon on Wallace. We're going to say he's 1 over par on this hole, and so that's because he already had the decide or die and we did not get a chance to use it. So that will save. That means he only ends up with the 1 stroke against him. But got a lot of negative stuff happening so far. Rance Aberley. I guess when you pick a tough course, you get that kind of stuff. 46 is Golf Cam course. It's not going to be daunting this time because of the decide or die. So, green 6 par 3. Daunting or hacker? It's not daunting and he's not hacker, so he gets a clutch birdie putt. No blue chips to make it any easier. So he needs a 1 through 3, and he gets a 5. He will earn a red chip. And now an easy par putt, which he makes. So pars around for Aberley so far. Now Zakowski. Well, he's got some good iron stuff, so he's going to try and take control of this with only 1. But he needs both, so he's going to use up both blue chips to try and get a chance for a birdie here. Zakowski bogeyed 4. Still 4 back. Would love to find an opportunity to get a birdie here. 1-4-6, though. I don't know. That doesn't sound like a birdie roll to me. Let's see. Is a utility? No. It's going to go to experience. Semi-icon. He gets the dot, and it's a green 6. So it does confirm that he's an icon because of the decide or die, but still leads him only to a moderate birdie putt. So all of that only for he needs a 1 to 2 to make a birdie and really make that play worthwhile. And he gets another 6, so that leads to an easy par. And so he kind of threw away those chips on the chance of maybe being able to stake something of it. But okay, these guys are pars so far. Fonseca, Kanishi, and then Reasoner in the next group. Here's a par 5 chance. 4, 5, 6 will be Golf Cam Green. Luckily for Fonseca, the green is not challenging. The decide or die denies that. So a green 6, is it friendly? No. Is he laser? No. So he gets no favors from the green die on this check. And he needs a clutch putt for par. He needs a 1 to 3. And no such luck there for Fonseca. He's going to get his bogey. As long as he gets he avoids double sixes. I guess that's the way I want to put it. So Kanishi with some blue chips. Could this be the one that he wins? But he gets a white 5, and 14 is going to be rough in 1, and this is just going to be a war of attrition today. It's just everything is a struggle for every golfer. Well, guess what? So 4, green 4, is he master here out of the rough? And he is. So a superb swing. He'll get a chance at a birdie. And I'm tempted to use these blue chips to get him something, because if he can get a moderate birdie putt just to try and get him on the board and put some pressure on Reasoner, what does he get? It's a 5. That's a double difficult birdie putt, and I think you just have to lag this now. No sense in making a tough, slim chance just a less slim chance. Now an easy par, and he makes it. All right, to 3. Reasoner's going to use another red chip. He's in the lead, so he can kind of play for pars, and I think on an easier hole, giving the course control is probably a better move. That'll be golf, and of course you do have this X, so I haven't really introduced this hole too much. 377 yards, so that's why it's easy. It's a shorter hole, but if you do get control, which we did give it to the course, if the course gets control, there's 2 X's, which are what's known as the burn, basically a kind of a deep ditch that has water running through it, pretty common over in the British Isles, especially Scotland, and so in this burn it would be basically like a water play. But he gets away with it, 35, so maybe this wasn't a great time to use a red chip, but you hate holding on to him for too long, because he gets Golf Cam course with 35, and green 5, par 4, daunting, no, and he's not scatter. He will have a clutch putt for birdie, and he's already spent a red chip, so he's got a free 1 to 3. You can't earn another red. He can't earn a red chip from this, so 1 to 3 to extend his lead to minus 17.3 ahead. Does he get it? No. So that will lead to an easy par. And Reasoner does make it. I saw this guy here, and that is a similar shape to the 6. And I'm like, oh man, is he going to get that? We could have used a red chip to take the easy down. I decided not to, and I think, I don't know, I can't remember which one was. Yeah, so here's Wacky Wacky. 146. He does get control on this, but he is already in rough shape. Legend or dynamic, neither of those. He doesn't really, only trade he has is soft, so firm green, no. Right now, you don't want to ask what he is right now. He's not hot, that's for sure. So he'll have a double difficult putt for birdie. At least he's got a putt for birdie, but he's going to lag it. Easy par. Finally, he makes a par. Okay. So let's take a look at our chat room. Phil, still hanging out. Cool. Terrible start for Inouye. Can't see him recovering from that cruel roll. The Scot. Yeah, I don't think it was a Scottish accent. I'm glad Mr. Moley was giving me the sufficient amount of criticism for even trying, but I mean, I'm a dumb American who does not have that talent anyway. So to even be trying it is absurd. But they probably, if you were to ask the normal, average, everyday person, what do you think about someone going and playing a dice golf game on YouTube? They'd probably say, well, that's kind of weird. So when you're already kind of like doing something a little on the strange side, doing a voice that you can't really do just isn't that remarkable, probably. Anyway, Simanowitz here at 9, 422 yards. Another caution symbol. So basically, like the green and the course qualities just make getting easier putts a little bit tougher. So you're just not going to really, even your short putts are going to be a little bit tougher. So semi-daunting, 4 degrees of course control. It's kind of like what you see on most of this course. Just a brutal layup. So a track sufficiently difficult for a major tournament. So golf cam course, and we're going to get a birdie chance here, guys. I'll tell you that, because even I don't even have to look at it. That green 6 with a is going to be a check for daunting. I know that, and I know that with the decided, I know that this becomes Simanowicz's chance at a birdie. Now, he's had a rough start. If I showed you the scorecard, it would look like an American League box score right now. But as far as the runs, but he's going to get a chance. He's semi-gold, 1-4, clutch birdie putt, because it's not daunting. Golf cam course, and finally we get a birdie. Seems like it's been a year and a half. So Simanowicz closes out his front 9. What is that? 2 over par, I think. Here, I might as well just go ahead and show you. Like right up here at the top. Birdie right there, then double, then bogey. He gets a par at 4, and then he triples 5, then he eagles 6. The highlight of his round. So a couple birdies, an eagle, and then you've got this stretch right here, 6 over par in 3 holes, that has just defined his round. And so I have a little conditional format to where anybody's score that is over par is red, and you can see a lot of red right here. This guy right here and Aberley, those are well, and look at Adam Trenchard, not too bad either. So those right there are your kind of benchmarks at the moment for guys who are actually surviving the course some. But it's not really going to get much easier. It's the easy holes are pretty much up front. You do get 14 and 16 towards the back end. There's a color coding up at the top of your screen, which red is full daunting, yellow is semi-daunting, then I put white is neutral, blue is cordial, the green there is the double semi-cordial hole, and we've already pretty much gone, well, you're going to have the leaders playing that, so on this time around. Now Granbury, I'm sitting here talking instead of playing. Okay, 35 golf cam course. We're going to get another where it's not daunting for Granbury. So it's not cordial, it's not daunting. So, but instead of an easy, because of the caution symbol, we get a moderate putt per par. So he's got to just get a 1-5. Easier said than done, but he does make that, and 4 over par on his front, not aided at all by any eagles or birdies. A double on 2, and then bogeys on 5 and 8 for Granbury. Okay, Sunny Lemons trying to make some sunny lemonade out of this course, and he's faring okay. He's 2 over par. Definitely not the worst we've seen. Doesn't have enough chips to try and earn control on this, so he's just got to hope for a 1 or a 2, and he gets a 2 on the white die. So 1, 3, 6. Hero or dynamic? Guess what? He's champion, he's laser, but he is not hero, and he's not dynamic, so we're going to go Golf Cam Green. And then the par 3 and a 3. Is it challenging? It's not, so he will get a clutch birdie putt. He's semi-rust, so let's see, he's way down the list. He's going to be impulsive and use that now 1 to 4 on the semi-gold. He does make it. He would have made it anyway. We should have just held on to the chip for him. But he does get a birdie. We're itching for birdies here. They've been few and far between. Lemon's down to -10. Okay, now Josiah. 46, sand in 1, green 3 is going to be chunky. No, he isn't chunky. He's semi-workman, but the workman is for the rough. The chunky is for the bunker. He'll have a gimme putt for par because he's not chunky. He's not the chunky monkey. So, to Trenchard. Let's see. Another one of these that's pretty low on the course control side. He still gets it. That's going to be... That is ultra troublesome. Ultra troublesome. As it's an 11, so it's in the rough in 3 on a par 4. So... You know what that means? He's trying to chip up for his par. Green 5. He's not a master, so he doesn't even get a chance at chipping it in. It's going to be a moderate bogey putt. And, of course, claims another victim here. So Trenchard was 1 under now, finally hits a bogey. Here is Wallace, bogeyed 6. And again, we miss out. It's going to be the trees in 2. We miss out on a group on a 2 course control getting any golfer control. Like none of them. Just white die 5, white die 5. Boom, boom. It's just the way it is sometimes. Par 4, second shot, trees, and a 1. Workman. He's not a workman, so he's going to get a pin chance. He's going to have a chance to possibly chip it out of the woods because he had a good lie. Needs to roll a 1 and a dot, and it will be he holes it out. A birdie for Wallace out of the blue, and Wallace back to within 3, as that looked like he was in jail. Hardly back from the fairway when he hit it into those woods. It looked like maybe he would be stymied, but instead he gets a great lie. Uses his vast ability as a pro golfer to just drain it from 25 yards away. Can that turn his round around here? He's he hasn't been struggling too much, but anyway. So Rance Aberley, he's a semi-chunky monkey. I don't know. What was that? Ben & Jerry's, I think, right? So it's par 5, 2, 4, 6. Duffer, no. Utility, no. Champion, yes. Easy putt for birdie for Rance Aberley. That would get him also to -13. 1 to 4. And it's no good. The putts are just not falling here very often. It's going to be a gimme par putt. He makes that. Zukowski. Okay, 1, 3, 5. Duffer Puny, no. Champion or Hero, he's both of those, so it's going to be special short game. And let's go to special short game. Green 3. Is he Stone? No. He gets an easy putt for birdie out of that. So basically par 5. Hits a second shot to within where he can do a chip shot to get to within an easy birdie, 1-4, and he does make that. So Zukowski returns to even par on his round so far, and within 3 of Reasoner. And Reasoner has done a good job of managing those pesky red chips. He's reduced them in half, and he has yet to drop a shot. So, all right, this par 3 for Fonseca. Tough hole 12 is going to be bunker in 1, and the lie is moderate. And he's not chunky, so it's going to be not a moderate. The caution symbol means it's going to be difficult putt for par. 1-3, and it's a 6. Can you guys see that? It flips up on top of the other dice, and it's a 6. So, moderate bogey putt, he makes that. But Fonseca, with his first blemish on the scorecard. So now you got 4 guys, 3 back. Kanishi going to hold on to his blue chips. He's going to get another one because he did. White 6, patient par. Okay, now to the lead group. Par 4. And yeah, let's burn another red chip here while the holes are easy. This is the part of the course to try and burn some red chips if you've got them, because there's so much daunting on the back end. So here we go. So course control, he's looking for a square if he can get it. That's going to be 15. It's going to be rough in 1 and green 6, so he may actually bite it here. Let's see. Rough in 1. Green 6. He's not a master. Well, he still ends up with an easy putt for par. Scrambles to get to the green in 4. Easy putt for par. So as long as he doesn't end up with 6s, and he already had 1, so the chances of that happening again are exactly the same. But, you know, sometimes you think we could have actually dumbed that down maybe to a moderate at that point, but he still has 2 chips, and we probably could have burned it on. Here's Wacky Wacky, and he's gonna have to make a clutch putt for par. Doesn't get the birdie chance, so because it was semi-double cordial. The side or die though is not working. Needs a 1-3, and he misses that. He'll actually get a red chip because of that, and now the easy bogey putt. And Wacky Wacky is 5 over after 5. 5 over after 4, my bad. So, what do we got here? We've got a lot of ugliness. You got 1 guy under par right now. That is Justin Wallace. You see Reasoner, Zukowski, and Kanishi all at even par on their round today, but Reasoner with that 3-shot lead so far. So we're going to keep on moving here till maybe 9:30, 9:45. Would like to get through at least 13 with the lead group. Not the lead group, I mean the first group off. Thanks, Phil. I'm not really trying to show it off too much, but you know, it is quite helpful to just be able to take a look and see what. It's a nice little visualization when you have it that way, but and being able to get quick calculations, it's the way to go, but it also took a fair amount of time to put together. So But if you're a person who enjoys learning new stuff, it's well worth the price of admission to as far as actually putting it together, like learn, because I mean you get a crash course in Excel, or in this case Google Sheets. But okay, so this is about as tough as it's ever going to get. The way it could, and the way it would be tougher is if you had more squares, probably, or maybe a little bit of water. But a lot of times, and I can admit myself, when you're new to the game, you just automatically kind of think squares are the easy spaces. They're the fairway. It's not really the way you have to think about it. You have to think about it that whatever this quality is here, daunting, cordial, whatever, that typifies it. So if you see daunting here, then whatever is a square is like it's like a lava pit. You don't want to be there. So if you want to make a hole tougher, you make it daunting and you throw a bunch of black squares on it, and you're going to get a lot of bogeys and very few birdies. And again, you can add some water if you're designing a hole. If you're just making a hole that's modeled after something in real life, and you don't want to put water where there isn't any water. But in this case, you just have a tough hole here where some pros call it the most difficult hole in the world, and that's why you get, the only thing that really gives you a saving grace, if you get that green spot, which is really two different rolls. But if you get a 12, you have a half chance at maybe a birdie putt if you can avoid the decide or die being yes, and getting on one of those rolls where you could actually get it not being challenging and leading to a birdie. But other than that, or you buy control of the hole, which again, part of this is, do you want to save it over here? You could take this guy. I mean, this is 11, same kind of thing. And this is one of the things that's really difficult, because courses with the pros hitting longer. This used to be a par 5, but they've changed it to a par 4 now. And so it goes from a hole that used to be kind of like, and I mean, it's all relative. Everybody plays to the same standard. I mean, you're just the final score, number of strokes you hit over 4 rounds, whether you call it a par 72, 71, 70. I mean, it's just more or less for the psychology sake of it, we will say. But now this becomes a really tough par 4 to be able to generate your stats. You have to make it daunting, challenging, 5. Now it doesn't have the caution symbol, but you do have this X here, which is it's a stone wall. So that's the next. We'll take a look at that a little later. But I'm just saying, like, if you go through and look, do you want to take control of this hole or the next hole? I think in this case we're going to let, or you could just let them play it out and try to use the chips for. I'm going to let Simanowitz play it out. It's going to be a bear. 22, rough and 1. So in that case, rough, the hazard symbols that are not water on a hole like a daunting hole, those kind of become your friend. So rough and 1, green 2, is he master? No, he isn't. But he still ends up with a moderate putt for par. Although course control, that means the moderate goes to difficult. So he still needs a 1 to 3 to save a par, and he does get it. So just the spaces, the squares are not. It's not just as simple as, oh, that's the easy section. That's the rough, or that's the. Okay, so we've got 56 here, which these 3 spaces that are squares, decided I blank, wind changes path a shot to rough, which would actually help us here. Instead it's a yes, so it is the square, and that means we're going to get the full daunting nature of the course of this hole. And so, is it daunting? Yes, we need a clutch putt for par from Granbury. And in this case, he will use a blue chip. He's just trying to keep pace. Needs a 1 to 5 now. Goes from neutral to gold, and he does make it. So, number of different ways you can use these chips too to help improve your score. I often get into the trap of just buying control, and for some guys, control just isn't really going to help them that much. Sunny Lemons on the 9th, another tough hole. This is where we're just going to start seeing tough hole after tough hole after tough hole. Golf cam course. And semi-daunting is going to be daunting for here. So number 2 is cordial, no. Daunting, yes. Clutch putt for bogey. Automatically just goes to a bogey putt. And he's semi-rust. Needs a 1 or a 2. Doesn't get that. A red chip. And now an easy double bogey. And so Lemons, he's going to make some really sour lemonade with this one, as life is giving him lemons here. A double to finish out the front 9. What is that? 3 over par on his round today, and -8 for the tournament. Okay, now Josiah Jacobs. 15 is going to be golf cam course. And again, decide or die makes it daunting. Green 2, same progression. It's going to be a clutch putt for bogey for him. He's also semi-rust. He's going to make it semi-gold with a blue chip. He should have just hung on to it, but he does make his par. Actually, that was a bogey. Clutch putt for bogey. Oh boy. The first 4 golfers through the front 9, 40, 38, 40, 39. It's like a scene from a disaster movie right now. Okay, the 8th. Justin Wallace. White 5, it's going to be 46, sand in 1. Gets a green 2, so not sandy, so ends up with a moderate par putt. He might escape here with another par. And he does. So it's kind of the theme for today, is just try and make your pars. Trenchard. This is an interesting case, because it's a par 3. You can actually attack the green knowing what you're going to get, because he's a 3. Now, is he a soft? He's semi-soft with a dot. Trenchard, where is he? He's -12. He could get himself a birdie right here. So he's got the chance. This is one of those few chances where you could actually get yourself a birdie just by attacking the green, or he could take another blue chip. So you get if the green, or when you re-roll the white on a 4 or 5, if it matches the par, which it does here, then you go to a secondary check. He is soft. He's semi-soft with a dot. So because of that, he'd get a moderate pitch. He has 2 blue chips. He could make that moderate to easy up to gimme, which is all but a made birdie. So he could take himself to birdie here. And is it worth that, or is it worth trying to maybe find a birdie along the way? Thing is, you're at a point in the round where now you're heading into almost every hole. You need 2 chips a lot of times to get any control at all. So, you know what? He's going to take the chance. He's going to get a moderate. He's going to take a moderate birdie up to gimme with the 2 blue chips, and he does make it. So he's going to take the short-term gain. That puts him to -13, and he's just banking on Reasoner falling backwards and just knowing that those blue chips aren't really going to be very fruitful later on. Or he's, again, kind of like it's a gamble for the most part. So Zukowski just coming off a birdie. If he could get back-to-back birdies here, get himself to -14 before heading into the gauntlet. But he's got a white 4, so it'll be 25. Golf cam course. It's not going to be daunting, so at least he gets that going for him. Green 4, not cordial, not daunting. It's going to be an easy par putt. And he does make that, so stays at even. And now Aberley also even on his round, 6 pars in a row. Okay, 1, 4, 5. Duffer or Gilded? No, neither of those. Oh, it's going to take a crazy bounce, and he's going to need a short game check. He's not stoned, so he has an easy par putt. Aberley for his 7th par in a row, and it goes in. Okay, now to Kanishi. What did I do here? Oh, I guess I must have taken 2 cards off. Alright. We're still okay. I thought maybe I had skipped a hole, but I didn't. Kanishi. He's like, please don't be a par. Please don't be a white 5 here. We've had it so many times, and there it is. 14, rough and 2. You're just now hoping for par. Green 5, semi-master, no dot. He's going to have a difficult putt for par. So this hole has been a thorn in their side. Now he needs a 1 to 3 for a par. And he does get it. Boy, it was going to look like it was going to stop on 4, and it took 1 extra rotation. Fonseca. Another white 5. This has been the standard for the hole. Woods in 3. It's played extra difficult today. And then a green 6 for Fonseca. He's not a master. He's going to have a double difficult putt for par. He's going to have to lag it and make it an easy bogey. Hold on to that. You got guys with red chips, and but that's a bogey for Fonseca, 2 in a row. He drops to minus 11? No, minus 12. All right, so Reasoner here at the par 3/5. He's going to take his chances here. Not going to use any red chips. He's down to 2, so that's... You'd love a 6 here. You can't get it. It'll be 23. Golf Cam Green. Semi-challenging is not going to be met by the decider die. So, green 4. Friendly no, challenging no. It'll be a clutch putt for par. 1 to 3, and he'll eat a blue chip. Or eat a red chip. He would get 1 back if he misses. And he does miss, so that is going to drop him a shot. At least. Still an easy bogey putt. Does make that. But Reasoner, now everybody except Aberley has a bogey on the card so far. And now Wacky Wacky. Let's see, is going to be 13. Sandin 2. So he's going to be hitting his... He's going to be hitting his par shot from the bunker. This has been a nightmare for him. Chunky no. Easy putt for bogey. And he makes that, but... let's see. He took a 7 on 1. And then a 5. A 4. A 6. A 4. In a way to minus 8. He is way down the leaderboard, even though he's in that final group. There's your leaderboard. Reasoner still 2 up on Zakowski, Kanishi, Trenchard, and Wallace. Starting to see maybe Reasoner take a little bit of a dive here. I mean, obviously, if your leader ends up in that position where... Hello, Mark. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to 9:45, and that's it, because I've got some I'm going to be taking a break. I have some stuff I need to handle, and also just for the sake of reverence, friend of the channel RJL518, he has also been playing some History Maker golf, and he's planning to do the back nine at TPC Boston. He's running a tournament using, I believe it's the 2019 set, but I could be wrong about that. So I think he's going to try and do that just after lunch. So probably, I would imagine I'll wait until he is finished, as long as he doesn't have some like 12-hole playoff or anything. Wait until he's finished to then come on and complete this round. So that's my plan. And as far as I know, that's still his plans. So plans can be a good thing. Plans can also get double six-sided die. Phil Reynolds suggests that, and I know that there are. I've been having trouble finding. Well, I've looked. I don't know. I mean, people have been using the six sides for so long, but I know that some people have a lot of luck with, or feel like they have a lot better chance of things not just falling to one side. But I don't know. I think it's just, you get into rhythms where you roll, like if you were just to like do a almost do a kind of like a blind roll that was just not at all related to anything you needed in the round, and then move on. It could change all of your rolls into a different route within the way you're playing, and you could then be getting the rolls that, because I mean, just the way the book is set up, it's like it's meant to kind of like not have the 1 be your best roll every time, or the 6 be your worst roll. It's like it varies up. So it could just be we're hitting our primary rolls in a way that are just suboptimal for all of them, and that's fine. No biggie. That means eventually we probably should come around if tendencies remain the same and all that. So, but let's see. I mean, that could also happen next tournament. So, all right. So to this hole, so 10 is probably the toughest hole on the course. 11 is pretty tough as well. Again, it's this converted par 5. Got to watch out for the tee shot going out of bounds with the X. You also have these two guys here with asterisks, woods 1, or trees. It's got an asterisk. If the decider dies blank, it goes into the tall grass or the gorse, and you have to play it as water. So it's basically just as ineffective as water. We're holding on to those blue chips for Simanowitz. I don't know. The white 1, man, it would be good if this were a 4 control, but it's 5. So 35 is trees in 1, green 3. Workman, he's lucky, semi-workman guy, but no dot on the decider means that he gets to avoid that penalty, and instead he gets an easy par putt. Goes from a difficult par to an easy par, which he makes. Gil Granbury. So Granbury -6, way down there. Again, I'm going to go probably 2 or 3 more rotations through this, and in that process, after that, again, take a break. I'm going to probably try, before I come on, to get the guys who are truly out of contention, get them played out. So 26 Golf Cam course. And I'll try to pick up the pace here just a little bit. I'll check the chat in between my rotations, but try and just stay a little more focused here so that we get to the point where we have a shorter second part to this video. Cordial? No, it's daunting. So it's clutch putt for bogey for Granbury. Yeah, he's gonna use the blue chip so he doesn't. Yeah, I probably should have saved it, but it's still a bogey. This is one of those courses where I think I'm going to use more bogey blue chips than any. Like, it's just trying to stave off the worst of it. Okay, so here's this tough hole, and it's going to be Josiah Jacobs. These guys coming off bogey for Jacobs, double bogey for Lemons. So 11, rough and 3 on a par 4. That's not the way you want to play it. Green's 6-2, so he's not a master, so he's going to have a moderate bogey putt needs to avoid. A 6, oh, and he gets it. So there is going to be the double for Josiah Jacobs. Easy double. Course is just destroying these guys. Okay, Lemons. Probably should just give the course control here, but Golf Cam course, it's full daunting, so green 5 is going to be a double difficult putt for par because it asks if it's daunting, needs to lag it. Oh, he didn't. If he had the decider die, he would have made it, but instead that's going to be a gimme bogey instead of the easy. So both of those guys 3 over par over their last 2 holes, so not too kind. Trenchard now, steady round. One of 2 guys, I guess. So Trenchard with that birdie on 8, so he's one of 2 guys that's under par. The other being his playing partner Justin Wallace. So let's see what happens here at 9. Oh, and it's a white 1 on a course control 4. So maybe this is the group that's got the good juju going here. So 3, 3, 4. He's not a yeoman and he's not a champion, so we go to mood. We haven't had too many mood so far. A number of them we've lagged. Samanowitz is sunny. Granbury is stormy. Trenchard with a 3. Is he stormy? No. He's going to get an easy birdie putt. So this is one where you have to roll it out. If he makes it, he's sunny. If he misses, it's stormy. 1 to 4. It's in. So you don't get a blue chip there, but you do get the birdie, back-to-back birdies for Trenchard, and the white 1 brings us a little bit of sun here on a very tough course. He's 2 under par, and he is within 1 shot. Trenchard has won a tournament. So our tournament winners so far, Granbury, Samanowicz, Wallace, Trenchard, Zukowski, and Reisner, I think, are the ones here on this board who have won tournaments. Now Wallace, you have to remember he's also cold, and that's going to be 25 Golf Cam course, green 3. Not daunting, so that should lead to a clutch par, and it does. It needs a 1 to 3. He's going to take his chances here. He could get a second blue chip if he makes it, and he does. So got a couple of green scores on the front 9 there. 1 under 35 for Wallace, 2 under 34 for Adam Trenchard. I was wondering about Trenchard. I feel like this is a course where trench warfare would work out, and that seems to be his ball game here. Just gutting out the pars, taking a birdie where he can get it. And now Zukowski at this par 3. And he has control. 3, 4, 4. Utility, no. Experience. 4 is icon, and he is semi-icon and dot, so he gets an easy birdie putt. 1 to 4. Oh, and he makes it. So Zukowski, we're starting to find a couple birdies here. That's a nice welcome addition. And now we've got 2 guys within a shot of Reisner. And Reisner still has the 3 chips. He was down to 2 red chips, and then he found one again. All right, 34 is course. 5 on a par 3. Not cordial. It is daunting. Clutch putt for par for Aberley. 1 to 3, and he misses. He's going to get a second red chip, and now he's going to need the easy bogey putt. Makes that in adventurous style. Okay. Kanishi at the 7th gets control. 1-2-5. He's not a bomber. He's not a hacker. Golf cam green. Par 4. Friendly, no. Challenging, no. It's going to be an easy putt for par. Makes it. Fonseca. These guys also get, if it's a white 4, not there, it's going to be a golf cam course. And it is daunting, so he's going to have a clutch putt for bogey. Fonseca has been in rough shape here. He's going to go ahead and, he's going to try and see if he can get a 1 to 3, and he should have just played it out. He should have used the red chip. And now that bogey, easy bogey. Wait. Did I, this was a clutch, so that's a double for Fonseca. He was a clutch bogey. Trying to be quick, and just got to make sure I don't make the mistakes. Okay, Reasoner coming off. Bogey, he can't use, the only way he could use a red chip here might be to give the black die to 6. You know what? He's going to do that. He's going to turn the black to a 6. And let's see how it plays out. 1-2-6. Par 5. He gets control. Dynamic or direct, neither of those. He'd have an eagle putt if he was. He's not gilded either, so a moderate putt for birdie. He's going to use a second red chip to make it difficult, and he's going to lag. So he'll take a par on this hole as long as he can make the gimme par putt. Oh! Oh! Whoa! That was... It basically hit the back of the cup. He hit it so hard, it hit the back of the cup, popped up in the air, and went straight down. He almost missed that. Now Wacky Wacky is getting his money's worth as far as the strokes here so far. And let me roll this again. It didn't go down through the hole. Still got the 6. So he's going to eat up this red chip and take his par. So he could have spent a few more strokes there on that hole. Reasoner was going to the course marshals and complaining that Wacky, even with the number of strokes he's taken, he seems to be searching around for golf balls in the rough. The things like that guys like you and I leave behind because we can't find them. He's just kind of like randomly taking his time looking for those. So getting a little bit of flack from the marshals, but that's why they call him Wacky Wacky. He just has these idiosyncrasies that will confound other golfers, and mostly just to try and psych them out, but instead he kind of psychs himself out. So 12th, par 4, 430 yards, semi-daunting, 5 degrees of course difficulty. Got a couple of the slots that get the caution symbol, and really quickly, all right, things are still working okay. Semanowitz. Let's let him play. 45 is Golf Cam Green. Not challenging. Decide or die helps him there. Green 2. Friendly, no. Challenging, no. Easy putt for par. Easy squeezy, lemon peasy. Granbury. Playing awful. 5 over par. Of course, not as bad as Jacobs, but still pretty bad. 34 golf cam course. Not daunting, green 6, so he gets a clutch birdie putt. And we don't have any full gold people on this, so it's making these clutch putts a little more interesting. 1 to 3, and he does make it, so he'll get a blue chip, and he makes a birdie here on a pretty tough hole. Granbury joins Jacobs at -6, way back. To 11. Sunny Lemons. 24, golf cam green. It's challenging. Double difficult putt for par. Lag roll it, and he's going to turn the easy to moderate, and he still makes it. So that's a bogey after the double difficult putt for par. Jacobs, 15 is trees in 1. Green 5. Not a master, so a difficult second putt for par. 1 to 3 misses. Moderate bogey makes. Seven over on his round. All right, so we're getting Mr. Trench Warfare into the back 9, which is where the real struggle begins. He would just be like, can I get some white 6s? I think I'm going to win if I can get those, but let's see. Coming off 2 birdies in a row. 36 is rough in 2, green 3. He's going to get a break there with that. He's not a workman, so a gimme putt for par, but the exclamation mark, caution symbol, means it's going to be easy. So he just has to avoid 6s, and he does, and he gets a par. So a good start to the back 9 for Trenchard. Stays 1 back. And now Justin Wallace, who is 2 behind. He has some blue chips to use if he wants them here at some point, but 23 trees in 1 and a green 6. So he's not a master, so he ends up with a double difficult putt for par, and not going to use blue chips here, so he's going to lag. That leads to the easy bogey. Okay. Zukowski coming off 2 out of 3 birdies in a row. Well, 2 out of 3 birdies, not in a row. And he gets control 3, 4, 5, though. That's going to lead to the gallery groans. It's a bad drive when you get a 3, 4, 5. If you want to use that, you can. Whenever you see 3, 4, 5, you can say, if you see 3, 4, 5, you're going to get a bad drive. How about that? 4, workman, no. Difficult putt for par. And he misses the difficult, needed a 1 to 3 now. Moderate bogey, avoid the 6, and he does. So he follows up birdie with bogey. Still even par on his front 9. Now Aberley, a couple of red chips. And it's not going to get any better here. Although maybe. Let's see. Rough in 2, green 3, workman, no. Gimme putt for par. He's going to do this. He's actually going to use both of them. He's going to get real. We're going to do the opposite of what we usually do, which is we can use 2 blue chips to go from moderate to gimme. We're going to go gimme to moderate. Now he just needs to avoid a 6, and he does, and that's a par. So he just ejected 2 red chips in one fell swoop. Still, you know, you get those 6s there when you do that, though. So it's not necessarily your wisest move, but it worked out there. So sand in 1 for Shinji Kanishi, who is still he's been real quiet, even par so far. Sand in 1, par 3, green 5. Sandy, no. It's going to be double difficult, and that even par is not going to stick around because the caution symbol makes it double difficult from difficult. So could use 2 blue chips here and get to moderate par, but instead he's going to bide his time here with the chips. Makes it an easy bogey putt. Okay. Fonseca is falling apart, 4 over on his last 3 holes. And 30. Oh, he has extra control. So he gets control. It's 3, 4, 5 again. And this is a par 3. I assume it's the same kind of thing. Miscalculated swing. He needs a difficult putt for par. He's got to try and make this. He is at -10. If he's going to have any chance of winning this, he needs to start. Okay, he made the putt. Did not earn a red chip. And so maybe he's turned it around there after a par after a couple tough breaks there. Reasoner, 1 over so far on the round. He's 1 ahead of Trenchard, and Zukowski with his bogey drops him 2 back. Now he's really starting the... Now this is actually still not too bad of a hole. 3, 4, 4 as he gets control of it. Yeoman or puny, no. Firm green, no. Golf cam green. Par 4, green 4. Friendly, no. Challenging, no. Clutch putt for par. You try and make it. He would drop into a tie with Trenchard if he misses. So he really needs to make this. He would also eat up the last red chip that he has. Needs a 1 to 3, and it's in. So there goes the red chip. He is free of them, and he gets a par and maintains the 1-shot lead. Now Wacky Inoue. Wacky. 2, 4, 5. Will he birdie today? That's the question on everybody's mind. Not a legend. Okay, it's going to be short game check green 4. Stone, no. Easy putt for par. He is soft. It would have been good for him if he had an odd number, but instead it's going to be a par. Okay, we're going to do probably 1 more around. One more around the horn. Take a quick look here at the leaderboard at this point. Reasoner through 7. Still with a 1-shot lead, and he's gotten rid of all of his negative feelings. Trenchard is 1 back. He's been the steadiest of the bunch that's chasing him. Zukowski 2 behind, and then you've got Wallace and Kanishi still within striking distance. Aberley, he's been pretty consistent, but I don't know, after a while you got to start making some waves, and the trouble is when you start doing that, you also lead to the chance of some difficulties. Did use modified clubs for trench raids in World War I. That's very good to know. Mark Russell with your World War I factoid of the day. We appreciate any factoids we can get. Anything to make this as educational as possible. I'm going to take a quick break to get a drink here. I'm working on no breakfast, so hopefully it's not clouding my judgment. I'd love to get 2 more in here, but rotations, but I think I'm only going to be able to get 1. But let's see. Let's give it a whirl. I can go to 950 if. So 473 par 4, got a caution symbol, so putts tougher. Semi-daunting, 5 degrees course difficulty. Just another add whatever derogatory term you have for somebody. Stupid hole, jerk hole, butthole, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. Granbury. All the above. 45, golf cam course. Well, he's going to catch a break, no daunting, so that will lead to an easy par, actually a moderate par putt because of the caution symbol. Makes it. That's a 1-5. So Simanowicz Jr. What the heck. Finally going to use this, and he only needs to use 1 to take control. So he's going to take control on this on his own, try and get a score. It's going to lead to a short game check most likely. 1-4-5. Duffer or gilded, neither of those. So takes a crazy bounce, goes into the rough near the green. 5, soft. He's not soft, so he has a moderate putt for par. He had control, so we don't have to worry about the... Oh, and he misses it. Don't have to worry about the caution symbol when it's golfer control, but easy bogey, and it's one of the toughest feelings when you use a blue chip and still bogey a hole. But that's pretty common at this course, I would say. Sunny Lemons at the 12. 15 is course, semi-daunting, and the decider die helps him here, so he's going to get a clutch putt for birdie. 6 is daunting-esque. So he's semi-rust, 1 or 2 needs, and he misses it. So he gets a red chip, get a par, clutch putt, or an easy putt for par, makes that. Josiah Jacobs. Going to play a little quickly here in these holes. 4, so it's going to be 12. And you're going to get the caution symbol. It's a rough and 1, and a green 2. Is he master? No, he isn't. So moderate goes to difficult. Difficult second putt for par. He makes it. Okay, Trenchard, the lurker. He's 1 back. Doesn't have any blue chips, so that makes the strategy easy. You just play it out. The white 4, that's a 12. So rough and 3. This is going to be a bogey, most likely. Well, let's see. Is he a workman? No, he isn't. So, yeah, give me bogey putt. So, tough break there for Trenchard. He's going to bogey. You knew it was going to happen at some point. This course is just going to wreak havoc on guys. I think Reasoner is lucky to have not hit any more bogeys than he has. Now, Wallace. General Wallace. It's going to be... maybe it's Cornwallis. I don't know. Anyway, how about that for some history stupidity? Anyway, rough and 2, green 2, master no, moderate putt for par, makes it. I'm sure there was a General Wallace. So that's a pretty common name, although not in that spelling. 10th hole, Aberley. Blue chip par. I was going to say, we haven't had too many of those today. Been pretty quiet on the white 6 front. Zakowski. He could use one of those right now, but doesn't get it. 26 golf cam course. It's full daunting, so the decider die means nothing on it. Although this is going to check, is it cordial or is he laser? He is laser, so he's going to get an opportunity to make a birdie here, which he is tied for second. So Trenchard bogeying dropped him out of that 1 behind slot. Jakowski could get there if he makes a 1-3. He would earn a second red chip if he misses. And he does make it, so he loses his red chip, gets a birdie, and Zakowski now within 1. I feel like this is the way it's going to be. There's just going to be some juggling acts here as we go along towards the end. Okay. It will be Fonseca coming off a par. He eats up a red chip with a par. patient par there. And now Shinji Kanishi. 23 is woods in 2, trees in 2, I guess is the way I should put it. Green 2, master, semi-master with a dot. He is, so he's going to have a pin chance. Needs a 1 and a dot, and he would make this. Otherwise, oh, and it's in. So Kanishi, he's just kind of squirting around there, and he holes out a shot again from the trees. I forget who. I think Trenchard might have done one of those. Back to within 2. He's tied with Trenchard, speaking of the Brit. So back to 8, and I think we will be able to get one more rotation, which takes us to the merging contender. So Reasoner, par 3, 8th. And he will take his par, so he's finally on the blue side of the chip game. Takes a patient par on the white 6. He's going to stay 1 ahead. And now Wacky Wacky. He'll have control. 2-4-4. Can he get a birdie here? How about it? We want to see him get a birdie. That would be nice. 2-4-4. He's not utility, so we go to right now. Right now he's not cold, but it's going to ask if he's hot. So that's not going to get... I mean, he'd have a double difficult, I think, is what that will end up working out to. Yeah, double difficult putt for birdie. Ah, what the heck? He's going to try and do it. Needs a 1 and a dot on the green. So green 1 and a dot. No, misses. So now a difficult par. Misses that. Moderate bogey. Makes that. Okay, so Reasoner still 1 ahead. We're going to just move into 14 and try and get this wrapped up. Get the front 9 wrapped up for the lead group. That was my goal, and I think I'm going to get there. Could have even been a little further along if I had not been so loquacious. So, okay. 14 and 16 are the 2 holes on the back 9 that potentially could lead to a birdie. 178-yard par 3. Let's see if Granbury can do it. He's going to take a par and get a second blue chip. Simanowicz Jr. Doesn't have laser, but he's going to go ahead and take control anyway. Let's see what happens here. 226 par 3. Is he champion? He is. He's going to get an easy putt for birdie. So this is a strategy play that does not work out because he misses the putt. So now a gimme par. Makes that. One of those days. You just take a look at the... I kind of went quick and didn't look at the... the chat window there. So Sunny Lemons probably could have given the course control here, and it is going to be Golf Cam course. It's going to be daunting full, so it's going to lead to a clutch putt for par with that white 4. Semi Rust needs a 1 or a 2. He's going to earn a second red chip, and now an easy bogey. He's going to make that. Josiah Jacobs. 26 Golf Cam course, also going to be daunting. This is going to be a clutch putt for bogey. He's semi-rust as well. Misses that. Easy double. Okay, well, so you see how many guys are 9. So I don't know. I might end up taking Wacky and from Wacky Inouye down and just quick playing him. We'll see. 12. Justin Wallace. Okay, 34 is Golf Cam course, and it's going to be daunting. 5, yes, so double difficult putt for par. He will lag it. Could use the blue chips here, but lag. Makes the easy bogey just barely. And now Trenchard, who was looking in pretty good shape, then he bogeyed 11. Now he's got to try and get back on the train. And 12 is going to be rough in 2, and he also gets the caution symbol. So 2, master. Not a master, so he's going to go from moderate to difficult. Difficult putt for par, 1 to 3, misses. So moderate bogey, 1 to 5 makes. Trenchard now minus 12, back to even par. He had a 2 under front 9, but that is distant memory now after back-to-back boogers. Zukowski, still no control. Rough in 2. Green 6, is he a master? No. He's going to have a double difficult putt for par. He's going to have to lag, and he's going to earn a bogey here. Easy bogey, makes it. You just see this is a difficult course where it's just almost when you're going to get your bogeys. Doesn't have extra control, so that 4 isn't helpful. 56, he avoids the junk, as the 56 leads to this trees, but there's an asterisk. If the decide or die were blank, it would be water in 1, as it would be in the gorse. But instead, we go with trees in 1, green 3, workman, no. So easy putt for par. Aberley should get out of there with the par. Okay, to 10. And it will be Shinji Kanishi. Doesn't get control. Him and Fonseca both have extra control, but it's going to take a white 4 for that. 23 is trees and 2. Green 1, workman. No, he isn't, so he's going to get a pin chance. He's already made one of these. Can he make another one? Needs a 1 and a dot. Nope, it's 5. So that's going to lead to a moderate putt for par. 1 to 6. Actually, it's going to be a difficult because of the and it's going to make a difference because he misses it. So that's a moderate bogey, makes that. But Kanishi back to minus 12. See how Reasoner finishes his front 9 after Fonseca. He gets a white 6. He'll eat the other red chip, and he gets a par. So to the 9th hole, Reasoner going to finish out the front. He only has 1 blue chip, so he can't try and take control of this. He is right now in the catbird seat. He's 2 ahead of Zukowski. And he gets a white 6. He's going to earn a 2nd blue chip. So he's going to stick around at minus 15 right now. And the target score was like minus 20. So I don't think there's any way we're going to get there. I was not sure how we would. And this is based on the last major they played at Firth of Clyde Links. So there must have been either some really low Sunday scores, and the rest of the rounds were tough. Now here's Wacky Wacky. 22. Rough in 1. Green 6. Master, no. Double difficult par putt. Should have rolled the other one, but it doesn't really make a difference. So now that'll be easy. Bogey makes that. 44 for Wacky Inouye. So let's just go over here to this screen for a minute, and we will take a look at the scores, and you can see all of the red for the bad scores so far. And again, we will just go back to this screen. Reasoner +1, he is our leader, and so because of that, and he is 2 ahead, I'm gonna go ahead here and close out with the emerging contender rolls. So I'm gonna come up here to this screen. I things are lagging a touch, but that's okay. Alright, so I have my spaces at the top there for emerging contender. Because the leader is over par, I think we're going to get 2 opportunities for an emerging contender. And if it's a B-plus golfer, you know who we're going to have to take. But anyway, we're going to roll. So if he were 2 under or better, it would be once. 2 under to 4 under, but instead, because he is 1 over par, we're going to roll twice. So if it's in the teens, which it is, it's 13, top golfer in B group. Oh man! So we're going to go to the B group. We're going to get an emerging contender, but we still have one more chance. So the B group. There's B minus. So this is the B group. So we got Henneman, Meadows, Hirano, Kieran, 3C, 3C, 3B, 3A. The 3A of Franz Hackl is going to be the top guy from that. So he is going to emerge 2 strokes back of the leader. Franz Hackl. So, he was in B, so Grand Prix, that's 203, 204. So we're going to say he was 205 to start. And so he's 2 shots back. So somehow this guy is 5 under on his round. Is that right? That's right. So there's the scoreboard updated. And now we're going to do one more roll. Can we get Dustin Emmerich in this? Any chance? Need another... Nah, we don't. Oh, man. Oh, well. That would have been fun, but Emmerich is still going to finish probably in pretty good shape. But that is the way it rolls. So we are going to get an emerging contender. And that's where we will start the second part of this video, which will be coming up, I'm guessing around 3 or 3:30, as I mentioned about halfway through, RJL 518, who is another YouTuber who is playing History Maker Golf, he's going to be doing the second half of a tournament at TPC Boston. I believe he is using the 2019 cards. Let me double check that while I'm still here on the channel. I'm pretty sure that's what he's using. He is. But it's real. It's a real set. So that's what it's real golfers. We're doing fictional golfers here. Doesn't say in his title, but I believe it's the 2019 set. Sorry for shaking the camera. That's the way it goes. So, okay, Mark, see ya. Yep. Lots of red, yeah, and then so let's just take a look here at the screen. Yeah, we still have, lots of red on, we still have some red there. We have lots of red down here, and I'm not talking about these holes. This is what I'm using as my guide for your hole indicator up on this screen, which, you know what, I changed something. Oh, it's because I added the emerging contenders, so let me just get rid of this now. Forget it, it's fine. So, again, around lunchtime, just after lunch, RJL 518, that channel, he's going to have some History Maker Golf. I'm going to play out the rest of mine, so hopefully you guys don't get History Maker Golfed out with that process, but because I played a bunch here, he's going to play a bunch, and then I'm going to play a bunch more, but we're going to see who wins this. It's not going to be Dustin Emmerich. Anybody who was hoping for that, it's the way it goes, but we should have a good chance at a fun finish here with the possibilities of, let's see, Reisner's won, and Jakowski's won, but you still have Franz Hackl, who, again, a -5 score. It's like nobody's hitting that here. And you got Trenchard and Kanishi. Kanishi is the other guy here on this fivesome that is, and Aberle, I guess, if you go down to -11, who haven't won tournaments. So we'll see if it's an American who wins, or if you get the, what is that? Hackl looks like he's Danish, or the Brit, or the Japanese player. We shall see, but I'm going to sign it off now. We're almost to 9:50, so thanks for watching. Hit like, and see you after RJL, but it'll be around 3:30 or 4 o'clock probably, maybe 3 o'clock. It'll be 3 if he gets done early, but we'll see. See you then.